A rough week for the banking industry.
The collapse of Silicon Valley Bank.
The second biggest bank collapse in U.S. history.
The Silicon Valley Bank collapsed on March 10 after a run on deposits doomed the tech-focused lender's plans to raise fresh capital. This prompted US regulators to step in with emergency measures, including seizing another bank 3 days later, in a bid to ease fears.
During the pandemic, Silicon Valley Bank had gotten all of these deposits. Their deposits tripled. It was a huge influx. And they did what banks do. They took some of the deposits and made loans, but they also invested a lot of them in securities, which are pretty safe. Some issues had been bubbling under the surface at Silicon Valley Bank since the Federal Reserve started raising rates. When rates rose, the bonds fell in value. It's not a big problem for you unless you have to go and sell the bonds. But deposits started leaving the bank faster than they anticipated. And they had to sell their bonds and take a very big loss stock. And then the regulators are going to be, as it could have broader economic effects. There was the risk that this panic would spread to other parts.
So I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I made $49,000 in the last 30 days copying and pasting.
Bank regulators have seized Silicon Valley Bank in the largest bank failure since the Great Recession.
Customers were rushing to take their money out.
Get the money out.
There are recent developments that concern a few banks.
What's up, you guys? It's Graham here, and digging deeper time, and then finally, what you could do about this to make sure you're best protected.
Shalom, Yasharallah. Brother Cross out the SOY, the Rockcamp servants of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Underneath the branch of great millstone. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise on the glory to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim, that's Brakatham, double honors, apostles, and bishops, a great argument, great millstone, because that's where I learned this truth from. And it's going to be a quick edification, it's going to be a quick hitter. The banks are failing. That CHIP is coming. It's going to be mandatory very soon. The bank is collapsing. The dollar is going to be worthless, and the CHIP, they're bringing in their digital currency, you know? Central bank digital currency, CBDC, you know? If I'm not mistaken, central bank digital currency, yeah, Con. They're going to bring in that, yeah, see right here? The paper money is losing. It has no value, you know. It has no value. It's getting worse for the banks, for the paper money banks. You know, they're getting rid of that old money. So the new money is the new money is that digital currency. You know, hold on. They're gonna be paying. This is what's coming. This is what's coming. Hold on, Salakia. Yeah, this is what's coming right here. This CHIP. You know what this is. We've been going over this for a long time, but it begins with the El Apostle, Great Millstone, who's been preaching about this prophecy, the CHIP, the Charagma. And this is music to my ears too. Revelation 13:16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. 666. Again, man, this is what's coming. The banks are falling. The paper money is losing value. It already has no value, you know. But it's what we need to pay to pay our dues, you know, in this captivity. While we're in this captivity, but hey, we knew that after the Pesach, you know, something spiritual is gonna happen. This is it. Something spiritual did happen, you know. To see it. Salakia for going.
सब्सक्राइब कीजिए टेक्निकल गुरुजी। वो इम्प्लांट कर दी जाएंगी आपकी बॉडी में, जो आपकी पूरी पहचान बताने वाली है मशीन्स को। नमस्कार दोस्तों, मेरा नाम है गौरव, आप देख रहे हैं टेक्निकल गुरुजी। बिकॉज यहाँ पे कुछ कंपनी हो जाती है बिकॉज वो कहीं ना कहीं
Salakia, this is in different language. I'm trying to look for the good video. Okay, we'll play this. People are voluntarily getting micro C-hip implants in their bodies, but sooner or later, you know, Esau's gonna force it. He's gonna use force to get people to take this charagma. And now is the time, if you're in this truth, you know, now it's time for you to go hard and doing lessons and going out on the highways and byways and teach and preach and staying motivated, stay in this truth, because hey, this place is going down real quick. The Lord ain't playing these games. Yahweh's not playing these games, so you know. And another thing too is yesterday me and my pops went to a store to get some groceries, and he paid with he did an Apple Pay through his watch, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna tell you the whole thing. But then, like, I had, like, before yesterday, I had similar vision where my pops he went to a car and he put his hand on the side of the front of the car, on the front of the side of the car, you know, and it unlocked, you know. It told me that he took the C-hip, you know. A lot of family members and your peers and your loved ones and your friends in the world, your worldly relatives, they're gonna take their C-hip, you know, because they ain't been in the faith. You know, the truth wasn't for them. And if you're able to understand the truth and what's going on around you, then it was meant for you. But that depends on if you're willing to endure to the end. Okay, the scripture does not say he that endured 5 or 10 or 17 or 50 years shall be saved. No, he that endured to the end shall be saved. Okay, so that's what's coming to pass, you know. First, before World War III and Jacob Trouble pops off, this C-hip has to become mandatory, globally mandatory, man-made mandatory. Okay, and this that new money. They get rid of that old money. The new money is the digital currency. All right, so we gotta be on fire. We gotta be on fire, man. This is a motivation. We about to get up out of here. Lord willing that this is the year or next year, but hopefully this year. Hopefully, that's why the El Apostle says the hopeful year. The hopeful year. Okay, so we gotta stay hard, you know. We gotta stay firm. We gotta stay firm in this truth.
When we came across this and saw it being used in other societies, we said, why not us? Why not us bring it and provide a solution that we can use for so many different things?
First time in the US. See, it's getting crazier, man. The banks are failing. Once that dollar drops, man, that C-hip is gonna be made mandatory. And I remember, like, a year and a half ago, like, my parents saw the news where there's public news where local news where it talks about Elon Musk doing their brain chips and all that, microchipping them people. But before that, my parents, they told me that wasn't real. But now they saw it, you know. I didn't say nothing, you know. But the face reaction, you know, it was basically the Lord's telling them, like, hey, listen to your son. Hey, take this truth, you know. I don't know if that was a warning for them, but, like, the face of reaction, you know, it is where it gets me the most, you know, because this is going to be the biggest we told you so. So you 2/3 out there, this is going to be the biggest we told you so. So, again, man, get this truth while you can, you know. Get this truth while you can. because once most people get that chip, then the Jacob Schwartz is gonna pop off. You know, once the elect is sealed, it's a wrap. You know, it's a wrap. So hopefully this is edified. Like I said, it was gonna be a quick hitter. It was gonna be a quick hitter. With that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Shabbat, Smoke, that's Thumb, Double on top, that's good, Meston, well, peace, say, taste off for like Israel. With that, I'm going to say, Shalom, Abba. This place is going down real quick, so, brothers, pray, brothers. I'm going to be praying for us. I'm going to be praying for myself first and foremost. I'm going to be praying for you brothers too. So, with that, hopefully, this was edified. With that, until next time I tune in, I say Shalom.